8 out of 10 Cats does Countdown. John Richardson, Sean Locke, Sarah Pasco, David Mitchell, Emily and Cassandra as Mum's the Word, Susie Dent, Rachel Riley, and your host, Jimmy Carr.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown, a show all about letters, numbers and conundrums. OK, let's meet tonight's players. First up, it's Sean Locke. Where would Sean be without comedy? I imagine in a pub, selling unmarked meat from a carrier bag. And joining Sean tonight is David Mitchell. David used to be a bit of an old fuddy-duddy, but he got married 5 years ago, and since then, his wife has dragged him kicking and screaming into the 1970s. And up against them this evening, it's John Richardson. John has many talents, such as worrying, having an annoying voice, and dressing like a driving instructor.
I wouldn't wear something this snazzy if I was on a driving lesson.
Can I just say this evening you are wearing pure John Richardson?
Thank you.
I mean, it really is like, it's a shade of mustard that only you could have found.
That's actually, that's sort of Captain Kirk yellowy green, isn't it?
It's more like baby's poo.
OK, and John's teammate, Sarah Pascoe. Sarah's a vegan and loves animals. I also love animals, but they've made it illegal, so I've got to keep quiet about it now.
I think that's been illegal your whole life. I don't think there was a point in your life. I don't think up to the age of 27 you were enjoying a consensual relationship with a hamster, and then suddenly Killjoys at Westminster said,
Is this why you wanted to leave Europe? Because you thought they are the ones who were stopping you?
Yeah.
I would say...
Wanted a piece of those fat cats in Brussels, didn't you?
Very nice. Sean, John Lennon has an airport named after him. Rebecca Adlington has a swimming pool named after her.
Yes.
Well, is there anything you'd like named after you?
Well, I'm in very advanced stages with a big car company of a new vehicle named after me. Very far down the developmental line of it. I can't tell you the name of the company. The car's called the Vauxhall Sean.
What are the features of the Vauxhall Sean?
Well, it's most important. It's got an anti-wanker device. So the seats won't go far back enough for Jeremy Clarkson to drive it. Or close up enough for Richard Hammond to drive it.
And what kind of car is it? Is it like a family saloon?
No, weirdly, it's long and narrow, like a canal boat.
Sounds nice, yeah.
What do you do to break the ice with strangers, David?
I don't, really. I'm shy and difficult with strangers. I leave it to them to break the ice with me. And good luck them. No, I don't do anything.
I mean, even this exchange, I can see that.
Yeah, no, you're not... Is this supposed to break the ice?
Yeah.
I'd be more comfortable playing a word game.
Here.
You're in luck. OK, John, what are your least favourite things about yourself? Well, that's a Pandora's box opened.
I mean, at the moment, I would say it's how much I care. I think I care too much.
What do you care about?
I have a supermarket club card which is registered to a former address, and I've never updated the details, even though I continue to do my weekly shop at that supermarket. So somebody is getting sweet, sweet vouchers every week.
OK, Sarah, what did you want to be when you were growing up?
I had an ambition when I was a child. I really wanted to have sex with a personal trainer. And 2 weeks ago, I achieved my goal. Thank you very much.
That is something.
Thank you very much. I was so proud. I was trying to high-five myself over his back, but he was too wide. Yeah. Yeah, it was just such a brilliant feeling, such a confidence boost, until I realised that he was just trying to get me to burn more calories. It was too frantic. I should have guessed when he said that his favourite position was woman in plank, man counting.
OK, Sean, have you got a mascot?
Yes, I do, Jimmy.
What have you got?
I do, Jimmy. This week it's a concept. You know that people have lifestyle concepts now, and it's all about a way of looking at life, approaching life, and there's out there. And I've come up with a new one, and it's called Boof. And it's doing more for yourself by doing less. You know, it's taking the essence of can't be arsed, what's the point, oh, do I have to, and condensing them down into one sound. Example would be you're microwaving a meal and you realise, you read the instructions and you've got to stop it and stir it halfway through. You know, I might as well cook the bloody thing. Stuff like that. There's many examples in here. Your kid's cycle helmet needs adjusting. Oh, fuck off. So it's just slipping around a bit. You'll be fine. Oh, someone's bought a melon and the kids want some. Oh. Or having to turn over in bed because you're uncomfortable.
You're saying that's too much bother?
It's a pain in the arse. Well, I tell you the worst one. You can't be bothered to empty the dishwasher. Just put it back on again.
David, do you have a mascot?
Yes, I do, actually. I have a fascinating, well, a groundbreaking piece of archaeology, which, you just look at this. This is a very, very recently unearthed bit of archaeology, and as I think most people will realise, it's a fidget spinner, which is, of course, a very, very recent item. And I think that it's important that archaeology really needs to move with the times, because, you know, when in a field it's discovered there are, you know, loads and loads of Saxon coins or Roman helmets or whatever, everyone's very, very pleased with the archaeologists. Oh, well done, you've discovered all this ancient stuff. But in fact, it's shaming, because they should have found it ages ago. It's about time archaeology caught up, and we need to be finding the things that have become buried in mud almost immediately. That's the point. That is when history is properly alive and moving with the times. So this is, I think, a brilliant example of the way archaeology is going and should be going. And there are other things I've got at home. I've got a crack pipe discovered in a dig in Soho Square in 2015. Well, it was sort of a sweep-up on a Monday morning. And so this is here to represent that exciting, groundbreaking archaeology.
Modern archaeology, everyone. Wow. Sarah, have you got a mascot?
I have.
What have you got?
So, I was thinking, obviously, something that would help me. I've always done terribly at Countdown, is a Morgan Freeman voiceover. So the thing is, it doesn't matter how badly a character is doing in their life in a film. When Morgan Freeman talks about it over the top, it feels like it's all going to be OK. And so that's what I've got for this evening. I've got a Morgan Freeman narrator to the show. And it's going to tell me, just like kind of give me hope about it and let me know how I'm getting on before I play the game.
Why, there sat Sarah Pascoe, trying to still the beating of her heart as she prepared to play another game of words and numbers.
It helps, doesn't it?
OK. John, do you have a mascot?
It's more of a confession from me this week, Jimmy, really. I set up a company a number of years ago called Rico Analytica. It was an information gathering company. It kicked off, tired of getting cut up on the motorway, so I started compiling the number plates of people who'd cut me up. Anyway, I've gathered quite a lot of information. Since then, to be honest, kept in a hefty tome with a broken thing there. So these are my car number plates. That's where it started. These guys are all dicks. From that, I started thinking, what other information can I gather about people? People talk a lot on the phone, so if I overheard a credit card number, I'd just keep it. And then it sort of escalated. Sometimes I'd be behind someone, I'd have a little look at their PIN. It's true what they say, the elderly are very careless. It's basically my goal is to be a full-time snitch. I started then getting e-fits done of people I'd seen around and about. If I thought someone looked a bit shifty, I thought, well, they're going to do something eventually. I'll be the one ready with the e-fits. So I've had yours done. You were one of the first edits. Someone else you might recognise there.
Oh, yeah.
And as we know, the person on this show most likely to commit a heinous act.
Rico Analytica, everyone.
Rico Analytica.
OK, over in Dictionary Corner, we've got lifestyle gurus at Lemily and Cassandra, a.k.a. Mum's the Word. Ladies, it's very nice to have you on the show. Could you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Oh, please.
Of course, yeah.
Can we stand up for this?
Stand up,
I'd like
just
to get a little bit of a sense of the room.
space.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello. Hello, everyone at the back. Hello. Oh, darling, sorry. You're a little bit tucked up there, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, you are a bit tucked up, aren't you?
You're a little bit tucked up.
Oh, God, sorry.
Oh, God,
I am. Well, that's what happens when you have kids. You get big.
You do.
You get very
big.
big, yeah.
It didn't really make much difference to me because I've had 6, but I
Yeah.
was born big. When I came out, it was basically just 2 big lips and a pair of legs.
Oh, OK. Anyway, we are Lemily and Cassandra,
Cassandra.
a.k.a. Mum's the Word.
Yeah.
Lifestyle gurus, columnists, advisors. But first and foremost, we're just a couple of mums. I know. Yeah, I was expecting a round of applause for that, the most
Thank
important
you.
job in the world.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The most important job. Thank you. We're mums. Thank you. We've made time to come here, speak to you.
Do you know what? It's exciting being here, Jimmy. It is exciting.
Same.
But I wouldn't let my kids watch this show.
Sorry, Sean,
I
we
wouldn't let my
wouldn't.
kids
No.
watch the stern
Sorry,
face,
sorry,
yeah.
Sarah.
Jimmy
Sorry,
looking
Susie.
like the ghost of an Edwardian child.
It's scary. It's scary.
John's gender so ambiguous.
It's confusing. It's confusing.
It
Do you know
is.
what? Thank God for Susie and Rachel.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Two women looking absolutely stunning, saying not very much, one shoved under a desk, one in the corner, where they belong.
Thank you.
Mum's the Word, everyone. Mum's the Word. And with Mum's the Word, of course, Susie Dent. Susie Dent's books are the perfect gift for anyone that likes reading. Amazon's returns policy. Susie, I hear you might be doing a tour this year. What is the Susie Dent tour? What will it involve?
Well, Susie Dent tour is like a Jimmy Carr tour, but it's about £20 cheaper.
Go on, so you're on tour. Go on, tell me.
Well, basically, I just talk for an hour and then I will answer people's queries.
So what's the most common question you get asked, then?
Don't know if this... I have been asked this twice this year already, which is quite a common question, and that is... One of them was from quite an elderly lady, and she said, what does the G stand for in G-spot?
What does it stand for?
It stands for a guy called Hingis Greifenberg, who was the lucky guy who found it.
It's interesting because, do you know...
Because you've written a book about this, haven't you?
There's a woman called Beverly Whipple who actually discovered it and didn't want it named after her. It was going to be called Whipple's Tickle, and she didn't want her name used on it. And there's no part of the vagina that's named after a person that isn't named after a man.
Yeah.
Whipple's a much better name.
Yeah.
I've got another good vagina fact.
Yeah. This show just got excellent.
Apparently, the G-spot isn't actually a real thing, but the clitoris is like 10 centimetres long.
Wow, OK.
And isn't it true it was originally called the Clitor-Chris?
After the guy that found it.
A guy called Chris who found it first.
I was actually in lower six with him. Yeah, he's a good bloke. OK, and in charge of the numbers, it's Rachel Riley. Rachel's clitoris is 10 centimetres long. It might be a small penis, Rachel. We need to talk. I might have one of those. OK. Rachel, you've done over 2,000 episodes of Countdown.
Yep.
What highlights, lowlights?
Well, a good highlight was when Ryan Giggs came on when I'd done 1,000 episodes. It was pretty cool for me. So he played 1,000 games, so he came on. But aside from that, I quite like it. Whenever we have our contestants back for the finals and the quarterfinals are done, every day Nick seems to forget that it's really funny when he says he's looking forward to coming back tomorrow for another semi. Our floor manager has to walk across, whisper in his ear what a semi is.
Save the floor manager's job, get Ryan Giggs to tell him. That's exactly what one is. I forgot we were in Manchester there. Don't beat the shit out of me. Guy's a legend, right?
OK, the prize the teams will be competing for tonight is this, the Countdown saxophone. OK, let's count down, everyone. Time for the first game. John and Sarah, you get the first pick of the letters.
Oh, can we have one vowel, please?
Thank you, Sarah. U.
Another vowel, then.
A.
Now a consonant.
D.
Now another consonant.
V.
Oh, dear. A vowel.
I.
Consonant.
R.
Consonant.
H.
Consonant.
D.
And then a vowel.
This
And the
is
last
awful,
one.
man.
I know. I'm so sorry.
OK, and for the first time today, here's the countdown clock.
We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on, join me home. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes one. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
OK, how many, Sarah?
6.
6, OK. John?
6.
OK. Sean?
5.
What, sorry?
5.
David, how many?
6.
Well, you sound very confident.
I mean, I'm confident in the number of letters of the word I've written down. The question is it in the dictionary?
Go for it.
I'm going to go for it.
OK,
I'm going
right.
to go for it because it doesn't matter at all.
Leave.
No, it doesn't. I've just realised it doesn't matter at all. I don't want a saxophone.
Tell him it's full of old crisp packets, then he'll want it.
Well, what if it was buried just under the surface?
Oh, fascinating. What is it?
Bury the saxophone.
Bury the saxophone actually means something very rude in sex.
OK. Sean, what's your 5?
Diver.
David, your 6?
Head, as in possessing hair.
Could you use that in a sentence?
The red-haired man walked into the room and said, "Why the fuck are you questioning my red?"
Is it in there?
The angry redhead man.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Redhead.
Well, of course it's in
Any
there.
head.
It's a word.
OK. Sarah, what's your 6?
Varied.
Good word. OK, John?
I also had varied. I really wanted udder to be 6,
Yeah.
because that's, of course, a cow's vagina.
It's the boobs.
Now, Susie Dent, could they have done any better?
You could have Die Hard for 7.
You're going to kick yourself, Susie. You could have had Die Hard 5 if you put it in.
OK, so it's 6 points to both teams.
Am I allowed to play my Morgan Freeman and see what he says about me getting 6 points?
Oh, well, let's see.
Sarah scored points and she couldn't help but smile with glee. But she'll still die one day, as we all will.
Morgan.
Still well done on the points. On to the numbers round, I suppose. Sean, David, your turn to pick the numbers.
The usual, please.
The Shawnee special.
The usual numbers.
2 large and 4 little, just so he likes it. And these little ones are 9, 10, 5, and 1. And the big ones, 150. And the target, 226.
OK, and your time starts now. OK, so the target was 226. David, did you get it?
No.
Sean?
No, I got 229.
OK, close. Sarah?
Yes.
Oh, confidence. John, did you get it?
I think so.
Well, Sarah, let's have yours.
So, 50 times 5
Yeah, 250.
equals 250. 10 plus 9 is 19. Minus 19 from 250, you get 231. Minus 5.
You've already used the 5.
I get another 5 from somewhere. I knew it couldn't be true.
Oh, you're so
I
close.
think you've sort of done it, though. I think you said 50 minus 1.
Yeah! And then you've
times
taken a
5.
5 away.
Oh, that's clever.
Well, I actually only had that first bit. I didn't have the rest, so thanks.
Did you have it, John?
Yes, like that.
And he doesn't even need to write it down, he does it in his head.
Let's not make a big deal of that.
OK, so 10 points to John.
Well done, John.
I'd say you've got one more piece of white paper on your lip than you want. Just on the bottom.
You've got a little
just there.
white thing on your lip, that's it.
There you go, done.
Yummy. Almost as nice as tuna off a bin. It's a lovely snack, isn't it? You know when you chuck tuna in the bin and some gets stuck to the outside and dries? Give it a couple of days.
Jerky.
Scrape that off. Oh. It's one of my favourite snacks. I saw someone the other day, right? I couldn't believe this. You know how people, at the end of dinner, they like clear up some crumbs, right? And they got all these crumbs, right? Scraped them out like that, and they just threw them in the bin. I couldn't believe it.
What would you do?
It's like a nice little post-dinner snack.
OK, the scores for the moment. Sean and David have 6. John and Sarah are on 16. And here is your teaser. The words are false nip, and the clue is we've all got one. That's false nip. We've all got one. See you after the break. The answer to the tease, the words were false nip. The clue was we've all got one. It was, of course, lifespan, OK? So they've been playing in teams so far, but this game is just for Sean and Sarah. So, Sean, your turn to pick the letters.
Can I have a consonant, please?
Thank you, Sean. W.
And another consonant, please.
T.
Consonant, please.
N.
And a vowel.
I.
Another vowel.
A.
Another vowel.
E.
And a consonant.
L.
Consonant.
B.
I'll have a consonant.
And the last one, C.
OK, and your time starts now. Can you grab them? Have another... Hang on, I'm getting back in position. Have another dart at it. And take it a bit more seriously this time. Come on, come on. golf, everyone. OK, Sarah, how many?
4.
But you've written so much.
I've written so many 4s.
OK, Sean, how many?
5.
5. OK, what's your 4, Sarah?
It's the word claw.
Claw, OK. Sean, you're 5.
It's cable, Jimmy.
5 points to Sean.
Well done.
Could they have done any better, Dictionary Corner?
I don't know. Susan?
I was too busy looking up vagina facts. I've got another one for you if you want.
They put them in the dictionary now.
Yeah. This might only tickle a lexicographer, but vanilla and vagina. Vanilla used to be called vagina, so today we could still be eating a vagina yogurt.
So I could get a vagina latte?
Yeah.
Vagina latte is what John calls cow's milk.
Very nice. Susie, could they have done any better?
Cabinet's there for 7, and citable, as in quotable, as well, for 7.
OK, so at the end of that, Sean and David have 11, John and Sarah are on 16.
Come on, David.
Time now for John and David to go head-to-head. John, your turn to pick the numbers.
I want a John special now, there's a Sean special, but that would be all small ones, just to prove that you don't need big ones. But will that upset you, David, if I do that?
I haven't got a chance of winning this round against you, so I don't mind at all.
6 small
6
ones.
little
then.
ones, you're going for it.
Why don't we have the 6 little ones, but then the test is we just add them up.
That sounds like a more fun game.
Yeah.
We'll have that as a little side bet.
It could be
Okay.
if you want an extra prize, so, like, this is for the saxophone, but for adding up, you could have a picture of Morgan Freeman.
OK, all right.
OK.
You ready for this? Let's pick the numbers.
Right, the
Y'all
little
ready for
ones
this?
are 4, 6, 10, 3, 2, and 5.
Oh, this is crazy.
It's a bit crazy. The target's 609.
OK, your time starts now. OK, the target was 609. David, did you get it?
No. But they add up to 30.
Very well done.
I think I got 604, by the way, if that's...
604 is pretty good.
Within 5.
John, how did you do?
I got 610.
John, how did you get that?
5 times 2 times 6.
5 times 2 times 6 is 60.
Add 4 minus 3 is 61.
Yep.
And times by 10.
Yeah, 1 away, well done.
OK, so 7 points to John. Rachel, could it be done?
No, I'm going to have to come back.
We're going to go over to Dictionary Corner. You have a
Okay,
little think, and
I
then we'll
will.
come back to you, OK?
I will.
Does David not get any points for the adding up?
For
Gets a
30,
picture
no,
of
but I
him.
tell you what he does get.
He gets a picture of Morgan Freeman.
Oh, thank you very
Well
much.
done, David. You pass it to him. Thank you, Sean. Thank you. Well done.
Thank you.
OK, so Sean and David have 11, John and Sarah have 23. OK, time to go across now to Dictionary Corner. Mum's the word. What have you got for us?
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Well, we thought we want to give you some top tips about how mum can have some me time without it ending up in having the kids taken away.
Yeah.
OK, so should we go on to tip number 1?
Yeah.
And that is storage.
Storage,
Can you
yeah.
see that? So I've got here mum's best friends. Hello, women. Tupperware.
Hello.
Lifesaver. Sorry. And I keep about 350,000 of these in my house at any time. OK.
So I'm getting my Tupperware at the moment from fantastic little shop.
I think I know what
One
you're gonna
word,
say.
fairly new.
Yeah.
Tiger.
Do you know what? I went into Tiger the other day for some pink headphones for my youngest. She loves pink, loves her dad. Proper little girl, yeah.
Do you know my youngest boy? He asked to borrow my pink headphones the other day, and I'm a little bit worried he might be gay.
Oh, do you know what? I'd love one of mine to be gay. Friend for life. Do you know what I mean?
Friend for life, that is
Friend
true.
for life, yeah.
Speaking of shopping,
Yeah,
that brings
please.
us on to our next tip.
Yeah.
You've got to treat yourself if
You've
you're
got
a mum.
to
You've
treat
got
yourself.
to.
Yeah.
And nothing says treat yourself quite like doing a bit of
Renos, renovations. Let's move
You've
on to
got
that
to be
there.
renovating. I've finally done my loft extension. Oh, my God, the space it's
Oh,
opened
the
up.
lights.
The
Oh, the
absolute
lights.
space. It is...
You done your loft? You done your loft, John?
But this week, I'm going to a bit more of a brutalist phase in
you
my
are.
interior style.
Yeah.
So I'm going to fill the whole thing in with cement. And when that's dry, do you know what I'm going to do? Knock through. You've got to knock through.
Mum, let you knock
The
through.
thing is, I probably wouldn't have done as many renos if I'd known the havoc it was going to
Yeah,
cause.
such a mess.
Such a mess. I'm
Such a
absolutely
mess.
I've sucked off at least 12 builders this week
Oh,
just to
dear
keep them happy.
darling.
I'm exhausted.
You run out of tea bags?
Yeah. Fair enough.
To be honest.
Fair enough.
But that skylight you got there is gorgeous.
Oh, I'll never
there.
regret that. You never regret a skylight.
Never regret a skylight.
No, you don't.
Any regrets?
Maybe having 6. I should have stopped at 5.
It's too many.
It's too many. There are some tears you cannot repair.
Oh, darling. She went there.
Well, we're talking about vaginas.
Yeah, we are.
You can barely call mine a vagina now.
Oh.
Just a big gap.
Oh. Get that filled in with cement while you're at it.
Knock it through.
Yeah, well, it's already been knocked through, darling.
Mum's a word, everyone. Rachel, you used to be good at maths.
Yeah, let's go back to those times.
The target was 609. Could it be done?
Yes, if you say 5 plus 2 is 7,
Yeah.
and then 10 plus 4 is 14, times that by 6 is 84, add the 3 for 87, and 7 87s are 609.
The scores at the moment are Sean and David are on 11, John and Sarah are on 23. And here is your teaser. The words are irate knob, and the clue is it's a low blow. That's irate knob, it's a low blow. See you after the break. Welcome back. The answer to the teaser. The words were irate knob. The clue was it's a low blow. It was, of course, baritone. OK, on with another letters game. And it's time to ramp up the tension. It's time for the tension round. In this game, we play for double points, so the pressure's on. David, how are you under pressure?
Well, under the current atmospheric pressure, it's fine, and my body remains in this form. If the pressure was reduced, eventually I'd explode. Equally, if the pressure was increased, I would implode. But I'm evolved for this level of pressure.
Could you answer the question without being a clever dick?
OK, so John and Sarah, you go ahead and pick the letters.
A consonant, please.
Thank you, John.
S.
Let's have a vowel, please.
Vowel. O.
Consonant, please.
L.
It's a great password generator, this programme.
Vowel, please.
Yeah.
But I am making myself
I.
tense now. This is stupid. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You've got a child now. A consonant, please.
R.
And another consonant.
N.
And a vowel.
E.
And a consonant, please.
M.
A vowel.
Good choice. Final all-important letter.
That's not what we need.
OK, for the double points tension round, your time starts now. Yeah, you played that pretty cool. Interesting that you knew that was going to happen.
It's worse knowing it's going to happen. It's like when there's a
happen.
balloon in the room. Just fucking get it rid.
Sarah, how many did you get?
I got 4, 5, 6.
6. John?
A 7.
Sean?
6.
David?
7.
Sarah, what's your 6?
It's liners.
Liners.
Yeah, Liners.
Liners. David, your 6?
Oh, well, it was a 7.
Oh, was it a 7?
I do have
Oh,
a 6 as well, which
Hang on.
is Soiler, which I thought was appropriate when the bang went off.
Nice.
Do you know what it was? Is when the flame happened, I thought, oh, it's
I
a
thought it was
flaming
over,
one, not
yeah.
a banging one. And then I relaxed the sphincter, and then that was the problem.
Sean, your 6?
Solemn.
Lovely.
Solemn. It's a classy word.
Do I get to say my 7?
Yeah, what's your 7?
Menials.
Oh, nice.
As in
Menials. Oh,
menial people, plural.
John, your 7?
It's where I did most of my training, Marines.
You must have been in a strange branch of the Marines that didn't have loud bangs in it. So we guarantee there'd be no loud bangs.
And no balloons, crucially. OK, well, it was double points on offer, so both teams get 14 points.
Yeah, she's going to tell us now.
Susie, then, could they have done any better?
There were a couple of 8s, Normalised and Semolina, and then there was a 9 there. Almonries, so places where arms, ALMS, are distributed and stored.
Susie Dent, everyone. That's a 9-letter word. I mean, no idea. You're on your own, Rachel. You know, Rachel, she drinks a lot, she makes up words, so just doesn't matter what you put
There
up.
we go, that looks about right.
And what? Thank you.
Really, that was a word.
OK, on to another numbers round. Sean, David, your pick of the numbers.
I'll have the usual, please.
Thank you, Sean. 2 from the top and 4 little. And this time they are 1, 3, 8, 9, and then the big ones, 25 and 100. And the target, 542.
OK, and your time starts now. OK, the target was 542. Sarah, did you get it?
No.
No. John, did you get it?
No, I did not.
OK, well, did you write anything down?
Yeah, I did. I thought I had it. I don't know if you watch it back in slow motion. There's a bit where I check, and then you see me mouth the words, oh, fuck it.
OK, Sean, did you get it?
No, I got 535.
Oh,
OK. David?
I also got 535.
OK, so how did you get 535, David?
8 minus 3 is 5.
5.
Right.
Times 100.
500.
25 plus 9 plus 1 is 35. Add them together.
Well, 5 points to Sean and David. Yeah. Rachel, could it be done?
Yes. If you say 9 times 3 is 27,
Yeah.
minus 1 is 26.
Right.
Times by 25 is 650, and then take away the 100 and take away the 8. 542.
Only one way to do it. It's the only way I found. It's the only way. OK, the scores at the moment. Sean and David have 30. John and Sarah have 37. OK, time to go across to Dictionary Corner. What have you got for us, ladies?
Well, we got some more tips for you,
Yeah,
Jim.
thank
So
you for including us.
Thank you for including us.
Because as a
again.
mum, you can feel quite exclusive.
Yeah,
you
you
sort of
can.
forget who you are.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think, I just wish I could be the old Lemily.
Yeah.
You know, just the fun Lemily,
Yeah.
dirty old Lemily.
Yeah.
But, you know, things change.
Yeah, things change.
And there's nothing that says find yourself again, become who you were, like our next tip, which is...
Girls' night. Okay.
Come on, ladies.
Do you know what? Do you know what my favourite girls' night is? Right, OK. Just girls. ABBA up to 11. Logfire on the iPads, yeah? Nibbles, Titanic on tissues out, sanitary pads in.
You're
Just a
comfortable.
bottle of fizz. It's just a quiet night in with the girls, isn't it,
Oh, God.
David?
There
You'd
are-
like that as well, wouldn't you?
Do you know what? I never feel more like an independent, confident, powerful woman than I've got a glass of sparkling red in one hand, or apple ties if you had problems, Jimmy. And I'm talking to a group of women I do not like or respect.
Yeah, that's a perfect
Girl power.
No, that is a perfect girls' night. Now, I've got a little tip for you ladies. The perfect thing that I like to bring out on a girls' night. Hello, can I get a cheer if you recognise this? OK, that's fine. So what I like to do is pour myself a chilled glass of white and pop a prawn on the side as a stunning little garnish. Sorry. That is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not touching the prawn because I'm always on the 5-2, but I'm getting the scent of it as I'm necking the wine, and that's enough for me. Lovely. Just out of interest, Len, where are you getting your prawns from these days?
Iceland, yeah.
Only one place to go food shopping, that's our next tip. Iceland, I love it. Stunning supermarket, innit? Yeah.
It absolutely is,
It's like a
Susan.
freezing cold food hospital.
Oh, God. It absolutely is. Everything wrapped in metres of plastic, although I read this week that they're going to cut down on their plastic.
Oh,
why? Why? It's
It's
unhygienic.
unhygienic. Recently, I had to go to my local shop to pick up loose lemons.
Oh, dear.
Sorry.
Dangerous.
Oh, that is
It's
dangerous.
dangerous.
Because 2 weeks later, right, I'm on my back in the doctor's surgery, my legs in stirrups. 4 doctors coaxing a 14-metre tapeworm out of my anus with a plate of beef shin. No, it's
Do you know what?
funny,
Sorry, David, it's not funny.
Yeah, that's us. Thank you so much. Exactly.
Thank you.
Mum's the word, everyone. The scent of prawn.
Yeah, just a waft
In
of
a-
gamba.
Just get enough of it.
Yeah, in a warm studio.
Yeah, exactly. It's really filling the area now. And it was a bit
Yeah.
prawny already because of the 3 of us.
Yeah. That's fucking disgusting.
And here is your final teaser. The words are cat minge. The clue is both attractive and repulsive. That's cat minge, both attractive and repulsive. See you after the break. Welcome back. The answer to the teaser. The words were cat minge. The clue was both attractive and repulsive. It was, of course, magnetic. OK, time for our final letters game. Sean and David, your turn to choose the letters.
Would you like to choose?
No, I'd like it if you did it.
OK, all right.
In the form of a song.
Consonant to start with, please.
I agree with Sean. Do we think David should sing?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
I mean,
Well, if there's peer pressure, then fuck off. Consonant, please.
fine. G.
Vowel, please.
E.
Vowel, please.
I.
Vowel, please.
O.
Vowel, please.
U.
Vowel, please.
O.
Consonant, please.
T.
Consonant, please.
R.
Consonant, please.
And the last one. P.
OK, your 30 seconds starts now. Thanks very much. Sarah, how many?
6.
John, how many?
I'll try a 7, but I don't like it.
Sean, how many?
7.
David, how many?
7.
OK, Sarah, what's your 6?
The word I wrote down, I've only ever seen written down. I've never said it out loud, so I'm going to pronounce it wrong.
It's pronounce.
The word I was trying to write down is... How would you pronounce it? Goiter?
Goiter.
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 Yeah.
Yep, perfect.
Goiter, like a big growth on the neck.
Yeah.
Very nice word.
OK, so what was your 7 over there?
Should we say it together?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Groupie.
Rupee.
Groupie.
OK, John, your 7?
Well, I don't think this is a word. Poutier.
Yeah. You can be more pouty than the next
Poutier.
person. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
OK, well, 7 points to both teams. Like that. Mum's the word, Susie didn't. Could they have done any better?
I don't know, and to be honest, I'm pissed off because this has gone on long enough, innit?
Could they have done any better, Susie?
I can get better than 7. Another one was pirogue, which was a canoe made of the hollowed-out tree trunk.
OK, so Sean and David have 37, John and Sarah have 44. You know what that means? It means fingers on buzzers. It's time for today's crucial countdown conundrum. Your time starts now.
Oh.
John.
Answering.
In 3 seconds. Did he get it right? Yes, he did. That means the final scores are Sean and David have 37, John and Sarah have 54, which means you're now the proud owners of this, the Countdown saxophone. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.
It's so good it ran for almost a decade. Hilarity's waiting for you in the box set of Tina Fey's 30 Rock. Watch it now on All 4. And Channel 4 is your go-to for celeb spotting. Paloma Faith and Alistair Campbell being just 2 of them in a brand new and live Last Leg. Next.